Welcome to State Insurance USA Cares podcast, where we celebrate the heart of our communities. Each episode, we highlight local charities and nonprofits who are bringing hope, help, and healing to those who need it most. Get ready to be inspired by the amazing stories of people making a difference, because together, we care.
Well, hi, it's Gail Langner with State Insurance USA and State Insurance Cares. Our podcast is dedicated to the people that we have helped with State Insurance Cares via donations. And here today is Heidi with FMB Strong. Heidi, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to be on the podcast today.
Well, Gail, thank you for having us, and thank you for being such a great supporter of FMB Strong.
Well, we definitely want to do that. I'm actually the chair of the board of the Fort Myers Beach Chambers, so I also like to bring things out to the beaches as often as I can. I remember actually right about Ian time, I remember Jackie Lezak at the chamber was talking about, I think it was 820 Buttonwood, and everybody's going, "What are you talking? What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And come to find out, it was you. So. Yeah. Tell us how FMB Strong, how it even came about. How did that happen?
So Tim Ryan, who owns other businesses like the FMB Bikes, he owns the Island Carts, and now the Cart Shack, where they sell golf carts. Him and Dan Allers do.
Yeah.
And they're business partners. And our building only took on about a foot of water. And at that time, there was people calling, email, whatever they could do, what do you need? What can we help with? And all of a sudden people just started showing up with stuff. Mm-hmm. So at that time, Tim and Dan kind of pivoted their business building for us, and they turned around and got all the golf carts out of there, and they got a crew in there to clean the building. And we started accepting donations.
Okay.
And this had started, probably about 2 or 3 days, and all of a sudden Tim calls me and he says, "This is chaos. Yeah, I need someone to get in here and organize this."
Right.
And so that's where I got involved with that. So from there, we just we were open at the beginning like 7 days a week, 6 days a week, early 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. pretty much, to help the community. And we had semi-donations from Wisconsin. The other coast brought in stuff.
It's unbelievable.
North of us, Tampa area, we just had a ton of stuff. And we all said, how are we going to get rid of all this stuff?
Right.
And we did.
Oh, yeah. I know. I remember generators and water, and were people donating generators to you, Heidi?
People donated. Yes, groups got together and purchased generators. Kathy and John Nash got a group of friends together, and they bought a bunch of generators. Bruce, what's Bruce's last name? I've drawn a blank on Bruce's last name. Bruce, I'm sorry. He had a group.
He understands, I'm sure.
Yes, he's from Wisconsin.
You'll think of it tomorrow.
Yeah. And he had a group of people that donated generators. We just the women's club had money they raised that was given to them, that they gave us money for generators and tools and power washers and shop vacs, and we had lists a mile long of people who needed those items.
Right.
For cleanup.
I can't even imagine how you organized that. That must have been, the logistics of that must have been crazy.
It was. Yeah. At first we had like maybe 10 shelving units.
Right.
So we were calling out for anybody who had what do you need? We need a table. We need something to set this stuff on. And
right.
We just, we kind of just threw everything where we could at the time. And Brian, Abby, and his wife, and now Angela, they took up a donation. They're from Cape Coral. Never met them before in my life. They were there helping. They took up a donation on their Venmo from just friends and went to Home Depot or Lowe's and bought a bunch of shelving units. And
wow.
everyone just really stepped up and was amazing.
That's incredible. Do you live on the beach? Are you
I live just off the beach. I'm still in the beach zip code, but I live on
Yeah,
the other side of the bridge. So,
right. Well, how was your house? Were you damaged much or
yes. At that
really?
time, we just rented, and our home was an entire loss.
Hmm. My sister lived in, oh, and she's not, here we go, with whatever Bruce's last name is where my sister lived. Um, in Indian
Indian Creek.
Creek,
Okay. And
right?
we were in Bayside Estates, which is just
Oh,
across
across
the
the
street.
street, right.
Yep.
So, she her daughter lives in Fort Myers and convinced her that it would be a good idea for her to drive, thank goodness she did, to her home and stay there. And she ended up with like the shorts and top that she had on and a nightgown and maybe another shorts and top, and
Right.
that's what she ended up to her name.
They say pack for
And
3 days, so that's what we did.
yeah, yeah, right, right. Exactly, 3 days.
Yeah.
So, right, but she's, at that time was, 90 years old. She's 20 years older than me. And, yeah, lost everything. So, well, anyway, so back to you. So, the building itself already had the golf carts and things in it when you first started? Is that how it
Yes. So,
Okay,
Tim Ryan had owned the building
right.
that we operate out of. And so he obviously for a year, if not longer, there was no need for any golf carts. You were lucky you could get down the street.
Okay, exactly, walk.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right,
And so he pivoted and he started the nonprofit right away.
incredible.
And because people were like, we want to send money for supplies and this and
Sure,
that, and we're like, until we're a nonprofit, we can't do that.
right.
So we had other nonprofits kind of help us out until we got our status, which was in October.
Okay. What do you do now? I mean, do you continue to be a food pantry? What's your role now?
So right now, our food pantry will be open until September 10th.
Okay.
And then our role is going to change. We've helped so many people.
Right.
It just, I mean, I can't list the amount off my top of my head, amount of success stories that we've had.
Yeah.
And some of these success stories come from people who were actually homeless before Ian.
Wow.
We've helped them get off of drugs and alcohol, severe drugs. And we're not talking, marijuana.
Right.
We're talking
Right.
heroin, fentanyl, were severe drugs. Couldn't hold a job, didn't have a place to live. Those people are now, one gentleman, matter of fact, he lived on Fort Myers Beach.
Hmm.
And he's now in Orlando. It's been 2.5, it'll be 2.5, almost 3 years coming up. Alcohol-free, drug-free, has his own apartment, has a wonderful job. I mean, these are the things that we've
Wow.
done. And we have a lot of those success stories. We've really helped people that needed help. A lot of people that, were struggling before the storm, struggling after the storm, all the way through, people didn't know how to get their Social Security. Some of the elderly, they're not
Sure.
they don't work with computers, how to get food stamps.
Right.
Just, somebody to talk to, like, this, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get help? And so we imploded other resources we found, I should say, other resources to get these people help. And
Hmm.
Patty Benson that works with us, she's our little case manager, and she's amazing. She can relate to some of these people. And I know she won't mind if I share her story. But she's been clean from heroin and cocaine for almost 30 years now. Maybe it might
Wow.
be 35. So she could relate to those people
Hmm.
as to how to help them. And she's done an amazing job, and they see the success that she's had, and they've learned from that. So, and a funny story I'll say is how I met Patty. It was maybe 2 weeks after the hurricane, and I saw her limping down Buttonwood. I didn't know her before that from Adam. I saw her limping down Buttonwood. She had a boot on her foot. She had broken her leg during the hurricane.
Oh.
And I said, "Hey, little lady," I said, "Can I help you? What do you need?" And she's like, "Oh," and I said, "Come on, let me help you."
Mhm.
And she came through the door, and we had just gotten in some work boots. They were giving away work boots.
Mhm.
Kathy Nash grabbed her and said, "You need to get a higher shoe on your other foot so you're not so lopsided," and
Right.
got her a pair of work boots, and we helped her. And she'll literally, when she tells her story, it's very hard to hear, but she's like, "We saved her life."
Oh, Heidi.
And she then became a part of us through that. So after about a year that we were there, was it a year? I can't remember how long, maybe not quite a year. But we partnered with, and actually Jackie Lezak from the chamber had told us
Mhm.
about Career Source.
Yes. We've
And
used them. Have you as well?
we used them, and
Yeah.
we had a great staff of like 6 people.
Yep.
We could get that. We used them, and we used them until we could not use them anymore.
Yep.
And
We did
that
too.
truly helped us get to where it was today. Because you can't run an entire what we do on a volunteer basis.
Volunteers, no. Well, those grants really helped. I don't know how Jackie found them originally. Like I said, I'm on her
Yeah.
board. So, but
I
it
don't-
really helped us at the chamber when we were stuck too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we
So
didn't
it
have any
was,
income and
yeah. So they really helped. And with that, it let us help a lot of people,
right.
and since that, of course, we've partnered with United Way, Red Cross, and they've done great things for us. And we'll still be partners with them.
Right.
However, and as you know, funding is an issue.
It is.
And I've been calling it donor fatigue.
Right.
For 3 years, people have been opening their pocketbooks to help and help and help. And it's just to the point where you can't do it anymore.
Right.
It just gets to that point. And, even some of like the Red Cross, they had grants, but then things happened in Northern Florida. So all that money that they thought the grants would come to us here in Southwest Florida, the Red Cross ended up taking and putting that money north.
They needed it.
Yeah,
right.
They needed it. So
Right.
then, we kind of
Right.
have to, it's fend for yourself. And we have some great monthly supporters, and it's just not enough.
Well, and your fundraisers, oh my gosh, for those people that don't know, tell them about Mrs. Roper's. That is.
So Eliza that used to be with us, she actually still is with us. She does all of our, and Eliza Gail.
Oh yeah, we're
She
still
does-
Facebook friends.
Yes, she does all of our Facebook stuff like that. She one day, how she came up with it, she's told me the story. I can't remember. And I'm like, she's crazy. This is never going to work.
Well, she is crazy anyway.
Well, yes, but we love her too. And I thought, this is never going to work. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. We got to try something. And I'm like, okay, if we can get 100 tickets sold, that was our goal, was like 100 tickets. And we sold out all 300 tickets the first year. And boy, did we learn a lot after that first year of what to do, what not to do.
Right.
And I think
for those that don't know and don't remember Three's Company, Mrs. Roper was on Three's Company, and she dressed in caftans and she had crazy hair and yeah,
big sunglasses,
Yep.
and yeah.
Yep. So and everybody dressed. We
Yeah.
were just talking a second ago. Even Alex King was like dressed like Mrs. Roper. It was hysterical. Right.
Yeah. So we did that, and we thought, our focus was kind of on 100 people, and it exploded. And then last year was year 2, and that we thought, okay, we're going to get 500 tickets. Well, 500 tickets sold out, and there were still people that didn't have a ticket that didn't care, and were still joining in. I lost count after people were calling and checking in late after like It was right around 700 people.
Oh my gosh. What a huge
It
success.
was huge.
Yeah.
And there are some spots on the island that say it's their biggest day of the year.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly. Well,
we
it
have,
helps everybody. It's a
it
win-win for
does.
the
It is.
entire beach. Yeah,
Yeah. Whether it be parking, restaurants, and everything.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's people that fly in just for that. Hotels, restaurants.
I know.
Crazy.
Well,
So,
like I said, it is a win-win. That's for sure.
yes,
Well, if somebody wanted to help you, what do you need more than anything? Money, right?
obviously, yes.
Right? Anything else? Is there anything people if they say, well, I could donate, or how about volunteer? Do you need volunteers,
Um,
or are
well,
you okay in that?
we're okay in that aspect
Okay.
right now.
All right.
But yes, money is a huge
Okay.
portion of it.
All right.
Um,
And what's your
as
website? Is it FMB Strong?
fmbstrong.org.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure there's a donate button there, right?
Yes, there is. There is a
Right.
donate button there. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
And we will be doing the Roper fundraiser again this year. It will be
Uh-huh.
February 7th.
February. Okay. We'll
So,
mark our calendars for that.
yep. So we're
Yep.
hoping to start selling tickets around October 1st. We're
Okay.
trying to wait till we hopefully get through the worst of September with everything that happens. So I know we've unsubscribed this year, so we're hoping
Right.
that, we have
Right.
no issues.
Done with that. I know.
Yeah.
Working for state insurance, believe me, it was heartbreaking for us
Right.
because we're the liaison between our clients and the insurance
Company.
carriers, right?
Yeah.
And so all hands on deck, and
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking, just
To hear everybody's
so
story and then and you're,
absolutely.
like you said, you're the middleman. There's not much you can
Right. And the
do.
thing is too, not to, I know so many people were so upset with the insurance carriers, but you think with our agency here in Southwest Florida, we maybe had about 6 or 7,000 of our clients that had claims. About 200 people lost everything. But think about the insurance carriers that had, if we had 6 or 7,000, just think. And so people would say about their desk adjuster they'd say, well, they're gone. I got a new one. They were quitting. It's just they couldn't take the stress. It was,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So
And
anyway,
then people have to
that's
start all over.
right.
And
Right. And not that all of them were fabulous, the carriers. Maybe they weren't. We know the stories, but in their defense, they're human beings too.
Exactly.
So whenever I would talk to them, I'd say thank you for what you do, because sometimes they would just start to cry and say thank you for saying that, because
Right.
we're completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
Anyway,
when people get upset, they get mean.
exactly. Right.
It's a nature, they want.
Yeah.
And they
Mostly
don't mean
people
to
want to
be.
be heard.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on this podcast.
Oh,
I
you're welcome,
really,
Gail.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. I'll make sure that when all said and done, and we get a link, and you can have it to put on your Facebook page or your website or whatever, and so people can hear your story, because it needs to be heard. It
Yeah.
needs to be heard. So thank you so much,
You're
and we hope you have a great day.
You too.
Thank you for joining us on State Insurance USA Cares. We hope today's story uplifted and inspired you. If you'd like to support or learn more about the incredible work happening in your community, visit stateinsuranceusa.com or call 239-567-9992. You can also visit CaboWaboGym.com. Until next time, be sure to let your sun shine and keep sharing good and positive vibes wherever the waves take you.